Welcome to the Midwest Happy Hour. We're your hosts, Lacey and Haley.
Join us for a drink and a chat with a new Midwest small town perspective on topics that will keep you learning, laughing, and growing.
So let's get into it. Cheers!
Hello, it's Cinco De Mayo.
It sure is.
Mayonnaise is an instrument.
What?
Mayo.
Oh.
Okay. All right.
Hi, everyone,
Hello.
and welcome back to another Midwest Happy Hour. We're your hosts, Lacey and Haley.
Midwest Happy Hour. Actually, it should be more like La Cucaracha, La Cucaracha.
Yeah.
Buenos dias, buenos noches.
Oh, look at you and your
La
Spanish.
Cucaracha, La Cucaracha. I don't know the rest. It's about cockroaches, though.
Oh, wow.
Cucaracha means cockroach
Ew.
in Espanol. You should learn. We're about to go.
I know.
Again. Sooner
Not
than
about.
you think. Sooner than you think. If you're listening to this in the future, a year and a half or whatever from now, we're out of the country again.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Should we talk about
Phone's 40th.
our drinky poo?
Yeah, so cheers.
Cheers! They're so good.
It's a Paloma. And to me, this is way better than a margarita. Like, not a fresh margarita, like the margaritas that you get at any Mexican restaurant or anywhere.
Right. Agree. Okay, who for our that? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah, Palomas are the shit. Fresca and grapefruit.
Yep,
It's you.
it is.
Why don't I ever get the bad one?
Dude, I don't know.
Okay. But yeah, I'm loving it.
yeah,
Happy
me
Cinco de
too.
Mayo.
Yes, I think I had a Paloma before we went to Cabo, like the summer before we went to Cabo.
Okay.
And that was my first Paloma, and I was like, ooh, this is really fantastic. And then that's all I had, basically, in Cabo, because I was like, I love tequila,
Yeah.
but these margaritas just make my stomach hurt, and they're so, like syrupy.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
all
like the
syrup.
pre-made stuff. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone knows where you can buy a fresh margarita.
Dude, you have
Like,
to
that
buy
would be-
agave. You buy fresh agave and lime.
Oh, and also the In Booze kits. That was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah,
What was
so
it?
shout-
Habanero?
Spicy.
Spicy habanero? Yeah,
Mango.
that shit was...
Yeah, mango spicy habanero.
That's right. That stuff was the
that was
shit.
the shit. I'm definitely picking up more.
Yeah. But we also drank fake Palomas forever with Squirt.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it came to be about, that we were like, these bitches are delicious.
Right. I never put two and two together because the first time that I had the one with Squirt was at my brother-in-law's house, and he called it a dirty squirty, and I was like, oh, how interesting. And like a month later, I'm like, I want to know how to make that. So I Googled how to make a dirty squirty.
And then you got sent to Pornhub accidentally.
Yes. Yeah, it was awful.
I think
It
he
was
just
awful.
made it up.
He did. He made up that name.
Yeah, I don't think that it was actually...
No.
I'm getting indented on my forehead
You
from my
are.
sombrero.
You might have to take it off.
I know. I got this, the history
Your
of this
neck is getting a workout.
The history of this sombrero is a friend of mine went to Mexico in high school.
Oh, I
and they
didn't know
knew that I was so cool that I would wear a sombrero, and I wore it to school and I got in trouble, and then I would wear it on Cinco de Mayo, and then I wouldn't get in trouble.
Oh.
And now it's kind of, we have spent Cinco de Mayo's at your house the last
I
couple
know,
of years, and I
which
just
is
have
so
brought
funny.
it over.
Yeah, the first one was during COVID.
Yeah, I think that was like the third time I met your baby, because I thought you didn't want me to give him COVID, but then you're
Right.
like, it's fine.
Like,
No,
just come over.
kidding. Yeah, it was
Just
like,
come over.
Yeah. Baby's first Cinco de
Yeah,
Mayo.
it was Green's first Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo
And
is...
Darby and Paxton were down or up here.
Oh, that's right.
And Paxton had the sombrero on.
Yeah, and he was a tiny baby.
Yeah.
Oh, when he growed
He
up.
was one.
Man, crazy.
Crazy how times change.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Did we celebrated last year probably, didn't we?
Probably. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's heavy. I'm taking it off. I'm sweating. It's so nice out today, though. I don't even care what happens.
It is. If you're watching us on video, we are in my bedroom, my newly cleaned bedroom. Thanks to Haley for watching the kids.
We're in the Casa del Grile.
Yeah, I needed a reset. Like, this place has been a pigsty, but it's fine. Yeah. That's what happens when you're busy.
Dude, I still don't have floors in my house from last July, and it's hard. It's like, because I shop back like every week, and I'm like, where does this stuff come from? But it's like I'm living in like a construction lot. Like, I don't know. It's fine. I literally would rather be carpetless than have the carpet that was in there, because that shit was nasty when we tore it out. Like, I feel better, but also just like living on bare floor is like tough. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like, hey, do you want to go pick out flooring? No. Because, hey, do you want to write a check with a bunch of zeros behind it? No. Hey, buy a house, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Not fun.
No, never be a homeowner. I'm trying to convince my sister to just keep renting.
Yeah.
She's like, no, I want to own a house. And I'm like, come buy mine. My garage door fell off a couple weeks ago. The back door. But it's because the screws that they sent to put the door in were like tiny, and being a homeowner is fun, isn't it? You're like, why is the garage door shutting weird? Just like the back door, and then bam, just comes off one day, and you're like, well, and that's my life.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. But we're up here because Flint didn't want to take the kids anywhere, and he wanted to knock out some yard work, so they're all in the backyard. But if we were to be in our usual spot, the kids would see us, and you would be hearing them.
They don't like it when we do things without them.
Nope. They sure don't. There's a good chance that they come up to the door and say, Mommy.
Yep.
Mama.
And I won't say anything disparaging about them on camera.
They're fantastic.
No, they've been so good all day. They've just been normal for their age.
Yep, exactly.
Do you want to bring up your little spiel about country?
Oh, yes. So before we get into our topic, we're going to talk about like life and death and that type of conversation today. Yeah. However, we want to go ahead and talk about some of the affiliates that we're associated with, because if you are in the market for any of these products, you might as well shop our links.
Please.
And then we'll get, some funds to help us fund this podcast.
We need money to survive this podcast.
Yes, and before I get into the first one, I know a lot of you have asked for merchandise. We're in the process of talking to someone local to curate that for us. So we're in the process of that. However, moving on. Yes. So if you are in the process of switching your beauty products, your skincare from maybe what you used every day to something more non-toxic, or if you just weren't aware that your skin is the largest organ.
Largest.
And it absorbs everything. Literally everything you touch, it absorbs. Goes straight into your body.
Ew.
How crazy is that?
Well, your kid touched me earlier, and he was sticky, so what does that mean?
I don't know. You got some weird stuff in your body now. But Crunchy is full of skincare, makeup, beauty products that are non-toxic, cruelty-free, just clean ingredients. And they're very straightforward, which a lot of companies, a lot of products aren't.
Right.
And they are, and they're very well trusted. I'm going to go ahead and put the link. So the link to everything that we talk about coming up will be in our bio. In order to help us specifically, you need to click on the link that's going to be in the description below this podcast, or below this episode. Because if you were to just search like Crunchy, it's not going to know that we're connected.
That you're trying to get it there through us.
Yes, and I know I feel so like cheeky asking people to like shop our link, but however, like if just go check them out. If you see something that you like,
if you're trying it anyways, like just go look. And if you're like, I don't like this, then fine, whatever. But if you do like it and you want to buy something, use our link.
Yep. And they have like I said, makeup. They have skincare. They also have like body wash and lotion for your kids, and different tools too.
I need to look.
Yep. So check out Crunchy, check our link out.
Yep.
Our idea is never to make you feel like you have to go buy something to support us, but just if you're in the market.
Yeah, if you're going to do it. And same thing with like, if you want to check out our website and just get a little more about us, go to Squarespace, go to midwesthappyhour.squarespace.com.
Which we just need to pay the $20 to just do.
If you click on our Crunchy link and buy some shit, then we can afford the $20 to upgrade our website to MidwestHappyHour.com instead of Squarespace. So just do that then if you feel like it. But the website's good. Lacey did it because she's a genius, and
I'm the one that has the laptop. So
yeah, and I still have dial-up at my house, so it takes a lot longer. You can hear from miles away. And I'm like, God, this webpage is never going to load. So I need you guys to go to it. Go to MidwestHappyHour.squarespace.com. We got all the shit on there. It's awesome. It's a cute little website.
It is.
And info.
And I also want to say with that, like, we're also in the process of the affiliate links that we're going to be talking about will be on there. So if you're just on our website and cruising, you can see, what we're discussing. If you aren't, currently listening to our episode, you can just go check it out if you want to look at our website. Get the details.
Yep. And what else is going to be on there? Your affiliate link for...
Pink Lily. But before I go to Pink Lily, if you do want to use Squarespace, if you're looking for a website, we have a discount code Midwest10 for 10% off, and it's either 10% off your first month or 10% off if you want to pay monthly, or 10% off for the full year. So it's really whatever you decide to do. But Midwest 10 for Squarespace if you're interested.
We're here for you and your website, and you tell us your website, and we'll go visit yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want to see what you do, and I won't steal your ideas because Lacey's the one that makes it. So she'll steal your ideas after I tell her about
It's possible. But okay, so then Pink Lily is up next. I can hear my kids.
Yeah, thank God for these headphones. We can actually hear what you guys are hearing.
So Pink Lily, I've talked about them before. They are an online boutique that sells really cute, affordable clothing. And when I say affordable, like it truly is. You can get multiple pieces for a really good price, and plus they always have discounts going on. So this month we're in May, so the discount is May 20.
Yes.
For 20% off an already inexpensive clothing. If you look in my wardrobe, a lot of it is from Pink Lily.
Nice.
But again, this is similar to Crunchy. You have to click on our link specifically in order for it to have a clear understanding that we are linked up.
Yeah. Tell them you were sent by us.
Yes, exactly.
Tell them we sent you.
Yes, this is probably taking us a lot longer than what it should be. However, so I also want to point out that we signed up for these affiliate links because they're products or services that we use that we also love and enjoy. But if there are people out there that are local, like I know there are local boutiques that also have beautiful clothing, and I know that there are different businesses that are local, or just small businesses in general. If you're interested in being on the podcast or sponsoring our show, or just want us to try out your product and give it a review on here, please let us know. We would love to work with you. We would literally love nothing more, because that's part of what this podcast is about, having small businesses, small entrepreneurs, local businesses. We want to
promote you guys. We love it. I love nothing more than a good shopping trip downtown.
Right. Exactly.
So if you want people to know about you, obviously go through us. Because we have tens of followers.
Okay. All right.
Let's get into it.
Yes, because I was thinking.
Oh no.
So I have a few things to segue into this topic of life and death, because it really is interesting.
Okay.
Because so it's been over a year now since I quit my job.
Oh wow. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quit my job, became a stay-at-home mom because of some issues or whatever. I've talked about that in previous episodes. But it had made me think about how there have been maybe 1-2 people to not consistently, but like every once in a while reach out and see how I'm doing.
Oh, like from work?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, that's cool. But I spent 5 days a week.
Yeah.
I
just want to drink with my right hand.
8 to 5, sometimes longer, with these individuals. So most of my time with these individuals. And I've been, again, done, like, working there for over a year, and I don't speak with anyone anymore.
Are you going to say you're, like, disappointed or something?
No, I don't hold them to any type of standard. I definitely don't. Out? But yes, I have every once in a while. But it's like, I considered them my friends. Like, I loved my coworkers. Like, not like my friends, but like my friend coworkers. Like, I really enjoyed their company.
I'm going to stop you right there. I don't think that's real. I don't think that people that...
but this is what, like, I mean, Flint has it with his work team. Like, yes, they're his coworkers, but he enjoys them and they're friendly. So I guess it's more like friendly. But I say all that to say I was spending the majority of my time with these individuals.
Right.
And I stopped working there.
Yeah.
And that just solidified for me that your job is your job.
Okay.
Once you stop working or stop doing that position, you're no longer with them. They move on. They find someone else to fill your position, and life goes on. Like, you're disposable to them.
Yes.
But you spend the majority of your time with them. And that's what made me think about life. Is like, why do I feel like I need to spend my time with these people who don't love me, don't care about me,
right?
For doing something that I don't really enjoy doing.
Right. They're literally just being friendly.
This just made me realize that I made the right decision to be at home with my kids. And, like, yes, it's hard as shit, but, like,
it's more fulfilling.
I get to dictate my day, and I get to... And I get to determine, like, what my life looks like. So that's what made me think more about life and, like, the meaning of life and what we're doing. And hopefully, if you're contemplating changing a job or changing a position or becoming a stay-at-home parent, do it. Just do it.
Yeah,
like,
just
your kids
do whatever you want.
Like, are young for a short period of time. And yes, it's hard, but, like, it is totally, totally worth it. Like, I have zero regrets. Any time that I feel like I'm getting so frustrated or so annoyed for doing the dishes the third time that day.
Yeah.
I'm fighting with my 3-year-old on what he's going to eat. Like, that is so frustrating. But then I think back to, I'm the boss. No one is telling me what to do besides my son. And I dictate my day.
Yeah. It's the best.
And then all of a sudden, that stress that I was just feeling goes away. I'm like, because I am so grateful. I don't have any of that.
I know. So I've talked about this before, you know, like that I quit my union job. That was like such a weird period of my life when I was like 19, 20, 21, working like a salt in your bed. Is that good luck? You have to throw it over your shoulder or something?
Maybe.
Does that mean you have to like lay down and roll around?
Yeah.
But I just felt like I was like working this union job with like a bunch of people that it was like, especially the like boss, like the meat cutter in that department, he was like getting ready to retire, and as well as like the lady that I ended up taking over for, she was getting ready to retire as well. And it was like a weird thing of like just this like crazy dread-headed actually I don't even think I had dreads yet because I wasn't even 21, and so it's just like this, like, raging, alcoholic 20-year-old, like, just showing up every morning, like, looking like shit, and just, like, I shouldn't say that I didn't care, but I just was kind of like, whatever, like, this is, like, a joke, and, like, I went, as soon as I got the job, I asked for, like, a stupid amount of money, and I kind of got what I think I asked for, like, okay, this is, like, 2013, I think I asked for, or no, 2012. I asked for $12 an hour, and they gave me $10.50, and I was like, that's pretty good for, like, 2012, and so I just went down to the department and told everybody how much money I got, and they were all like, and, like, pissed, and I was like, why are you mad? Like, are you not making enough money? You should go ask for more. They'll give it to you, obviously. They freaking gave it to me, and, like, what am I? And it was just this weird dynamic of, like, me coming into this, like, full-time job that this lady had literally been working for, like, 25 years to, like, retire, and I'm just like, wow, like, I'm just here to do whatever and, like, have fun, and my plan, like, to her, I think she was like, aren't you gonna, like, do this for the rest of your life and retire? And in my head, I'm like, no. Like, I don't want a career. Are you kidding me? I'm 19.
Quick question. What made you decide to apply?
Oh, so I actually applied to a bunch of different jobs. And when I got hired at Jewel, I was a facer.
What does that mean? So, you were a greeter?
No, it's even worse, actually. I would work from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. and I would go up and down all of, like, the inner aisles of the grocery store and turn all of the products around, like, 3 back and, like, face them all to the front of the shelf. That's not a joke. Like, that's literally what I did for, like, a year for, like, $9 an hour. And then,
could you, like, have headphones in?
Yes. Yeah. And sometimes I would get, like, ripped shitty on my break. Like, I would take, like, a 15-minute break, and then I would come back, and I would just be, like, doing down the aisle, like, listen to music and stuff, and then I would look, and it would be, like, 8:45.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, not done yet, and I'd be like, oh, my God. So then I'd have to, like, run through the aisles and, like, finish my job because I was just, like, messing around. But that led into... Okay, so the floral department, that lady, like, had a baby or something, and so they trained me in that department, and so I worked in the floral department for, like, a week. I didn't know what I was really doing or anything. Like, I'm not even very, like, artistic or good at rearranging flowers, but I just made do, and then, I don't know, I got trained in the bakery one day, and they were like, that, I was like, no, and they were like, also, we agree, no. And then I got moved to, like, the deli, and I would be in the deli from, like, noon to 4, and then I would go to the meat department from, like, 5 to 9. And I did that for, like, a hot minute, and then they were like, oh, you can go full-time in the meat department because Betty or whatever her face is about to retire. And I was like, all right, cool. And they're like, you're going to be union. And I was like, blah, sweet. I think that's a good thing. And everybody in my life was like, yeah, that's a good thing, Haley. Like, join the union. Like, it's a good job, and the thing about a union is, like, you can't get fired, like, quote, quote, you can't get fired, but, like, you have job protection and stuff. I mean, one time, so I worked there for, like, 2 years or 2.5 years, and one time my boss, like, my vacation pay wasn't on my check. The general manager, I addressed it to him, and he was like, I don't know, it'll be on, like, your next week's check or whatever, and I go, no, like, I wrote it down in the book, I want paid for my vacation, and he was like, he just kind of, like, poo-pooed me, and so I just went down to my department and called my union rep that I pay $13 a paycheck, and my boss came back down, and he was like, you didn't have to fucking call him, and I was like, well, you acted like you weren't going to pay me, and he goes, alright, I'll have you a check by the end of the day, and, like, he did. I got a check by the end of the day, so when I turned 21, and my aunt was like, do you want to clean houses, and I was like, sweet, good deal, because I just started bartending, too, like, this will be 10 times better, I can make my own hours, and I was like, peace out, meat department. And everybody was like, are you stupid? And I was like, no, like, I don't want to work in the meat department for the rest of my life. Are you kidding me? Like, this is not that. Like, I don't want my life to be like, I dedicated 30 years to Jewel Osco. Thank God.
In the meat department.
They really set me up for life. Like, no. I was like, the meaning to life is that it will be more funner for me to clean houses and bartend because I can just, like...
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, my bread and butter, is, like, doing my own thing, and I was good at cleaning houses because I had more clients than I could freaking handle. Excuse me. And bartending is, like, the best. I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Like, oddly. But
so do you have, like, a pivot in mind? Or, like, you're just kind of writing things out?
I'm just writing it out right now.
This podcast is going to take off and carry us into the sunset.
That's what my life destiny is. Yeah, I don't know, because, I don't have kids and I don't want to have kids. And so people that are like, oh, you don't even, I'm the one raising the future generation. What are you doing? And I'm just like, I bartend.
Right, you can enjoy your life. Like,
yeah, I just want to have fun.
I think, like, I have no issue with people who don't have kids, or I have no question of why they don't.
Yeah.
I understand.
Oh, I'm gonna stretch.
I understand it all.
I have salt all over here, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's, we're just gonna have to wash it, it's fine.
But
isn't too sticky.
I feel like it's been a little more polarizing more lately. Like, I used to get shit all the time, especially when Patrick and I were, like, young, like, well, not that we're not young now, but it was like, when are you guys going to get married and have kids? And we were always like, ew, why would we do that?
Right.
And they're like, I don't know, to like prolong your life, or I don't know, do your legacy. Like, what is the meaning of life if you don't have a legacy? Like, if nobody's there to, like, carry it on. And I'm just like, is that the meaning of life, though? Is, like, making sure that you have somebody to, like, have your family
like,
photos?
back in the day.
Yeah, the family name.
Yeah, like, that was important. But it's 2023. That is not...
There's enough people.
There are. And I think just having, like, kids of your own is nice. But it's not like if you don't do it, then your life is miserable and it ends
not
with
meaningless.
you. Like if you continue to think about how it's gonna end with you and Kindle, then that's kind of sad.
No, there's Harris boys out there.
I know, but
my cousins.
I'm just saying.
I know, and my dad's probably like, what the fuck? But my dad also, that's like weird to think about that I'm gonna be 30 this July, and my dad was 32, he was 31 when he met my mom. Mm-hmm. And he just straight up, like, at the age of 31, all of his friends were married and they all had kids. And so in his mind, he was like, I'm just going to be an old bachelor, like, forever. Like, literally, he told me that not that long ago. He was like, yeah, I'd pretty much just given up and thought I was just going to be, like, alone forever.
Yeah.
I was like, you were 31. And he was like, everybody else already was married and like having kids. He'd already, my dad was best man at like 5 weddings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, what a popular guy.
So popular.
I know. And he was like childless throughout all of them. And then he met my mom and was like, well, I guess better put one there and continue my legacy. Should have taught me to be a welder, Dad. And then I really could have helped you take things off, but
right.
He just talked shit to me again the other day. He's like, you didn't want to freaking weld. And I'm like, you should have made me.
Right. Exactly.
What are kids for other than make them do what they don't want to do to, like, continue your life's dream?
Exactly. That is definitely the case.
But, I don't know. Like, as the older I get, I'm just like, what even is, you definitely back in the day, the meaning of life is like, oh, like, Junior needs to take care of the farm. Like, I've ever brought up the list that I have, hold on, time out. Kendall and I have this list.
Okay.
Where we ask people to, like, finish the sentence where it's like, I'm so glad I had kids because...
Oh, I remember this, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Most people will say, like, because I was fucking, so I decided I better, like, just have the consequences of this. Oh, yeah, these are my favorite. Like, so I have someone to work on the farm. So I have somebody to leave the farm to. So you can see my audience clearly. And my dad said, so I can move to Texas. Because that's where my sister is. My gay brother was never going to have kids. And somebody else said, they take after me. Like, oh, nice. You wanted another you out in the world. Which is probably fine, but...
Right, I would hope so.
I don't know. Is the meaning of life kids? Because what if you're, like, a doctor and you, like, save lives? Like, that's the meaning of life.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. And I think it just depends on the person. I think that's important to take into consideration. Like, my view is not your view, obviously. I wanted to have kids. I wanted to have a home like this.
Yes.
I wanted to be able to give my kids everything that I, maybe didn't have or whatever the case may be. I also was very into sports. Like, I'm so excited to see my kids play sports. And I'm really,
I hope
just gung-ho about all of that stuff. And, like, just looking at their little faces, knowing that, like, that is part of me is pretty cool.
I did this.
Right, exactly.
I brought you into this world.
But for me, like, so, like, if someone were to ask me, like, what is the meaning of my life?
Of your life.
Of my life. Like, what would you want it to look like? And I would just say happy.
Yes. Healthy.
And continuously with the people that I love.
Yeah.
And being a good mom and, like, a good, like, homemaker. I have no desire at this point in my life to go back into the working force.
Right.
Unless it's something that I really want to do.
Right. Right, which it's like, at this point, do you even, I mean, it hasn't even, like, popped up yet to where you're like, I could do that every day for the rest of my life.
Like, so I have been on this huge kick of making sourdough bread and, like, just trying to make everything homemade because it's so much healthier. Like, the things that you buy at the store, you're like, it's probably not that healthy, but whatever. Like, jelly, for example. Like, all the crap that they put in jelly on the shelves, not good for you. Homemade jelly, fantastic for you.
Because it's just fruit pectin and...
Right, like it's just like things like that. Like, Flint, let's buy a farm.
Have you watched Homestead Rescue yet? You guys need to catch up on Homestead
all
Rescue.
All I do is look up Homestead on Instagram, and I just watch those reels.
I don't think it's as easy as you think. You need to watch Homestead Rescue.
I know. It's not easy.
Shout out to the Rainey family.
All I want, like, to be happy.
Yes.
To be good, which I am happy right now.
Right.
And I don't need more. I'm happy with where I'm at. Like, I dreamed of having a house like this.
Yes.
However, like, all I want is, like, a big-ass garden, a little greenhouse for the winter time.
Yeah.
And then to know someone personally who raises cattle or pigs or whatever that does grass-fed, grass-finished, and I will buy the meat from them. And then also I would like chickens of my own.
Do you have a feeling on the antibiotic situation?
Let's knock it off.
Why? What if your cow is sick? What are you going to do? Just let it be sick? Shoot it in the head and then eat it before it dies?
I don't know. So I guess I haven't done, like, too much research on that. I don't think it should be, like automatic.
Right.
I hear Bubba say, no.
I know, it's so cute. But I don't, that shit always freaks me out. Like, vegetarian fed chicken with no antibiotics. Do you know chickens eat a lot of, like,
insects? Yeah, that's weird.
And, like, if it's sick, I would like you to give it antibiotics because I don't want to eat a sick chicken. Like, I don't know. It's all controversial shit. But, like, do you think that there are people out there that are like, thank God for McDonald's cheeseburgers? Or do you think everybody's kind of like, man, I wish I just, like, knew a guy that had a cow, that I could just be eating, like, regular stuff, rather than, like, the log that you buy from Walmart that says the cow came from 5 different countries.
I just want to know who's raising them. I think that's ultimately the case.
I know, I agree, but I also know a couple cattle farmers that I'm like, yep.
But that's why I want to know them and know how they raise the animals, not just know them.
I could probably wrangle one when I go down the Mackinac next time. They're usually standing in there. I'll be like, you're coming home with me, pork chop. Or hamburger, whatever you are.
Not a pig. No, but that's the meaning of life. So if someone were to ask you, Haley, what is the meaning of life? Or, like, what will give you fulfillment in your life? What is it?
Fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
I am the stupid idiot that is having fun when I shouldn't be having fun, or, like, I say shit at, like, funerals that people are like, are you okay? And I'm like, nope, just having fun. Like, I don't know. There's too much, like, depressing shit that goes on that I get it. There's, like, a time and a place to be like, you know, this is happening and this is, like, a sad thing, but I am, like, a firm believer in fear-mongering, like the 24-hour news cycle. They're, like, trying to, like, keep us afraid. It's, like, the same thing that I think that, like, the American, you know, our system is, like, they put a bunch of shit in our food, like antibiotics and stuff. Who knows what it does to our bodies, but what if it makes us sick? So, like, the healthcare system can profit off of us. Like, if they keep us scared, then, like, maybe that's doing them good or whatever. Like, if we're not having fun, like, I just want to freaking have fun. And it's so easy to do just to, like, I mean, this trip that we took, we're out in the middle of the nowhere at a lake and just chilling in camping chairs and looking over this little, like, pond. And I was like, this is it, dude. Like, this is fun. I love this. I would do this every freaking day. But the reality is you have to, like, work and stuff to maintain, but it's about the balance of making sure that you're making your life fulfilling by, like, not being homeless and hungry. But also just have a blast because life is so short. Oh my god,
it is.
we're all gonna
Like, life
freaking die.
and that's the other thing. Like, life isn't guaranteed, and like even my dad's generation, it was like you work until you retire, and like you do the same job until you work and you retire.
And that was the thing of like me at Jewel. They were like, "What do you mean you're gonna quit your union job?" And I was like, I don't care.
where my husband works, like people stay there
forever.
And I get it, like it does have good benefits, but like why do we have to set these rules or expectations that you need to pick one career to live your like or do your whole entire life, where like what if in 5 years I want to change completely what I'm doing?
Well, and I think
in 10 years I want to every 10 years, what if every 10 years I want to change and pivot to something completely new? I should be able to do that. But what's annoying is that a lot of things you have to have an education for, in quotes. No, you don't. No. Literally, if you just start doing the job, you learn as you go. Like, people are not fucking idiots.
You can learn on the
what
job.
The hell?
I literally learned all of the departments at Jewel Osco in like 6 weeks, and then they were like, "All right, you're landed in the meat department," and I was like, "All right, I can do it."
Like, you can fight me all you want with this, unless you're being like a neurosurgeon, surgeon in general,
right.
If you like a doctor,
if you want to be a veterinarian, go to school.
Yes, there are like specific professions that if you want to do, yes, I think you need to go to school.
Yeah.
But for 85% of America, do I think you need to go to college? No.
And I also think...
And you don't need to know at 18 years old what you want to be for the rest of your life.
That's literally what I was getting ready to say. I was like, I also think... that's the thing of, like, people say nobody wants to work or whatever. Like, well, I don't want to work for you. Like, why would I work for McDonald's at $13 an hour when I can go to Walmart for $15 an hour and I still have to deal with the public? That doesn't mean that I'm not a good employee and I'm not sticking up for McDonald's. That just means I, like, Walmart is better right now or whatever. Like, just because...
You can job jump.
Yeah,
like,
if I'm 45 years old and I apply for a different job that's paying me more money, goodbye. And, like, if my boss wants to keep me bad enough, they'll find the money to keep me or whatever. Like, everybody thinks, you know, millennials and Gen Z are, like, job jumpers and stuff. And it's like, no, I'm just, like, sticking up for myself. And
if I'm not happy, I'm not staying there.
Goodbye. I don't give a shit. Like, what's going to happen? There's a bazillion jobs.
The point of life. And it is too short to not be happy. As soon as I become unhappy in a job, then I'm like, Flint, we gotta talk. Like,
goodbye.
And that's been my whole entire, like, I met Flint when I was going to ISU. So it was like...
When he was 35 and you were 19.
Stop it. He was not. Okay, let's set the record straight. I was 21. He was 29. But like, he has always supported me, thank God. I'm glad he's never been like, you need to stay in this position and you need to stay with this company. Well, like, stop jumping around.
Whatever.
But he hasn't been like that. So.
No. Because, and guess what? It's worked out, like, every time.
It has. And I'm happy for a period of time until I become unhappy.
Right. And then, move on. But who cares?
But this position, like, I just feel like I have finally hit my groove. Honestly, it took me a year to figure out, like...
How to be a stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, like, my mindset. Like, my mindset, because I was so, like... used to having my free time. I was so used to not having them yell at me all day long, and I was so used to all my, like, because I was working from home, but Grant was going to daycare, so I'd be able to do, like, quick cleaning and have a clean house consistently.
Right.
Now, it's not that. Right. Yes, like, today I was a little flustered because, well, the last couple days I've been flustered because my house has been really out of sorts.
Out of the feng shui. It's been.
But like, this is my, like, bread and butter, so to speak. Yeah. And literally, because I make my own bread, and I've been looking into making my own butter.
Not hard. I saw a girl on TikTok
and then did it. It's so easy. They just kind of...
I saw this TikTok of this girl. She goes, so I decided I'm going to wake up and make butter today. No, you're being a lush. And she's sitting on the floor with her mixer, just like heavy cream and whatever. And she's like, it started splattering everywhere, so I had to stand up. Like, the comment is like, wow, you can mix stuff sitting down. It really is 2023. Yeah, did you know you can literally do whatever you want?
Right.
Like, that's the best part.
God.
And that's what I do every day,
Yeah.
whatever I want, because
Yep.
nobody tells me what to do.
Exactly.
How has it been? 30
I know, and we've only talked about life and like the meaning of life, but let's
What's
talk
the
about
meaning of
death,
death?
because like when you think of death, what do you think about? Like, do you think there's life after death? Do you think that?
I think about it. I think about it all the time.
Which I think is good. I think it's healthy.
Oh, I just think about, like, isn't it crazy that, but also, isn't sleep kind of crazy?
Yeah.
That you just, like, you're not even alive, really. I mean, especially, I think about it because even when, like, uncomfortable, quote, quote, in the back of the pickup truck when we were camping, I mean, it's not a freaking fluffy bed, you know?
Right.
But, like, one morning, Patrick and I were like, all right, we're going to get up early tomorrow, pack up, and we're going to go to Lost Sea. And he said that he woke me up, and I, like, replied. But then he left, and I just woke up, and I'm, like, alone. I feel like a little kid. I wake up, I'm like, Patrick? And I'm like, where are you? No, but like, and then he comes back and he's like, yeah, I just went up to the shower house or whatever, you know, get ready. And I was like, did you wake me up? And he goes, yes. And in my head, I'm like, is this bad? Like, what if he woke me up and was like, fire?
He would have,
And
like,
then he, like, ran out of that.
you.
Yeah, but it's weird because, like, I'm not alive at that moment, even though he says that, like, I'm up and, like, replying. And so it's crazy, like, when you take your last breath and you close your eyes, is it the same as, like, your sleep? You go into just, like, nothingness? Like, you're just no longer, conscious?
So, like, to you, you're unsure.
Yeah, I am unsure. I just find it, but also aren't dreams crazy weird because you feel like it's real and you're in a different place? So, like, what if you die and it just feels like a dream? Like, the next thing is just, like, dream life, and, like, that's what you're in forever.
So, this is like, I go back and forth on these two, like, thoughts on it. So, the first one is that there for sure is life after death.
Okay.
And that, so I don't believe in hell. I think if our God is all loving, like, I believe in a God, I don't believe that there is.
Are you telling me you're Jewish right now? That's what that means.
I just don't believe that the God that I know is going to send people to hell. Yes, do I think that there are probably people that should be, like, going down under? Yeah,
so
probably.
Everybody goes to heaven?
I don't know. And I don't know, like, if heaven is, like, even the proper term for it. I just think that there's life after this. And I think that, like, we continue on and...
Like reincarnation, you mean? Or just, like, a different... Like, a dream realm?
I don't think you always become, like, reincarnated. I think that, like, there's a cycle. I think... I don't know. Like, that is what plays around in my head, but I... Like, when I think about... Like, that aspect.
Like a cycle as in, like, because you think you have, like, a follower around or ghost
I don't think
thing.
you have to be reincarnated. Like, maybe there was something that you were destined to do that you weren't able to complete, or... I don't know. I just have a feeling that, like...
Like Pablo Picasso, or... I was going to say Hitler, but that's...
But there are young... Do you know, like, there are kids between the ages of, like, 0 to 5 who talk about these weird...
Dude, your kid talks about weird shit.
Okay, no, that's different.
I don't believe those kids at all. I think that their parents are...
Have you watched... Oh my gosh, there's a show, and this kid grew up in Shinoa.
No.
Yes.
I don't believe you right now.
He grew up in Shinoa, and he was, like, his older soul was the writer of... like Gone with the Wind or something crazy like that. And he, like, knew his name. He knew...
He watched
YouTube. Know. He, like, they took him to his old farm, and he was like...
Dude, shut up. What did you watch this on YouTube?
It was so crazy. We'll have to ask Flynn, because I don't know.
I don't believe any of this.
But we also watch a lot of Life After Death. I think that's on Netflix. And that kind of really helped us have that feeling that there is definitely something after this. Yeah. But then, because they're all very accurate, like, similar... They're all similar in the fact that they, like, there's a light, they feel nothing but love. They can hover over they're hovering over their bodies. Someone leads them away,
Weird.
And they, like, enter into this, like, blissfulness where it's, like, nothing but, like, beauty.
Yeah.
And, like, peace and
I hope
happiness.
that's real.
And, like, these stories are all people that were clinically proven dead.
Yeah.
And then they were brought back to life. So, like,
there's a
like, it's crazy. But then at the same time, a part of me thinks, like, when I think of dreams, what if that is a way our brain, like, what if that's our brain protecting us from the pain of dying and puts us in this, like, euphoria?
By our dream? Because
Dude, I don't know. I'm just trying to, like, sometimes I think, like, what if that's our brain protecting us and trying to ease us into death?
Because it's like, you're just gonna be in this other realm of life
or feels you just real. Die.
You mean?
No, like, I either think that sometimes where, like, yes, there's life after death, but sometimes I think, like, well, what if our brain is just putting us into this euphoria of, like, we all see something similar and we just feel hope and happiness and love and peace, and we're brought into this, like, place. But what if that's our brain protecting us from us, like, realizing we're dying or we're dead?
Oh, 100%. Your brain is so weird.
Yeah.
Like, that, for sure, I feel. But there's this book called, the first book is called, like, Life After Death or something, and the second book is Journey of Souls. Newton is the last name of the author. But my dad, it was weird. It was, like, on the coffee table after my mom died. Mm-hmm. It was, like, stories of people that were, like, near death and whatever, and Dad's like, should I read it? And I'm like, I don't know. And he said he read a little bit of it, and it just, like, freaked him out so bad because it was about like, different accounts of people that were, like, drug addicts and were, like, overdosing and they died. They had a different experience than people who were just, like, in a car accident or something and, like, were clinically dead. Like, the people that were, like, trying to unalive themselves were having, like, a bad time dying. Yeah. And the people that were, like, in accidents or whatever were, like, it was euphoric and stuff. And so my dad's like, I do not need to read this right now.
Yeah,
like, I'm a little vulnerable, so.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I don't know, because it freaks me out because my mom went in, like, a fucking weird way that, like, she called 911 and said that she couldn't breathe, and my dad just, like, didn't know what was going on, and, like, the ambulance knocked on the door, and they had to go, like, find her in this weird position, and, like, I don't know, that shit was fucking crazy. Like, I don't know, my feeling at the time was, like, well, she's gonna become alive again. Like, they're pumping her chest with, like, this crazy machine thing. Like, she can't, they're not just gonna say that, like,
Did you see that happening?
Yeah. For, I don't know, half an hour. Felt like 3 years. I don't know. And then I'm like, what are you doing? Are you gonna take her to the hospital? And they were like, yeah, we're gonna take her to the hospital. And I was like, which one? And they're like, whichever one you want. And in my head, I'm like, I feel like this is bad. Like, you should say, like, the closest one or whatever. And then I don't know what happened in that ambulance or whatever, but I also found out that my dad was, like, he called me, like, 15 minutes after they got there. They were at our house for a long time working on my mom, trying to, like, revive her, and, like, and my dad finally called me and was like, it's bad, you know, because I think he also thought, okay, they're just gonna, like, bring her back, and it'll be fine, and it was fucking, that did not happen, and it's just, I don't know. It's weird. It's because you're like, she's sleeping. Like, basically, that's what it just looks like. I don't know. Somebody doesn't look like they're dying. But I didn't, you know, it's like you had that experience with Brendan of, like, you saw, like, I didn't see it happening. I just saw, like,
the aftermath
them trying to, like, save her life. And it's like she's not there anymore already. Yeah. It was fucking weird. And I just hope that it was painless. Like, I hope she just, like, fell asleep and didn't, like, wake up or whatever. I don't know. It was fucking weird. But it, like, death is just so weird because you're, like, you're just not there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. The way Flint talks about death, and so, like, he learned this, like, concept from Graham Hancock. We love Graham.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah.
That's who we named our son after. Because he's very intrigued about life and intrigued about, like, how long people have been on this earth and just everything in general. And Graham's concept of life is that, like, when you think of like a radio.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the radio is giving you music, but it's just the host.
Right.
There's a signal coming to the radio.
Right.
And if you damage the radio, well, the signal's still there. The radio is just damaged. It no longer works.
Right.
So, like, instead of us thinking about, like, our brain is the one doing all of the work.
Right.
Like, really, it's this signal. Like, our spirit is out there.
Right.
Signaling into us. Like, and we're our body, our brain is the receiver. And this is, like, who we are. So, like, when we damage ourselves, if we die, the signal's not lost.
Right.
But
that's probably what, like, the soul and, like, you know, ghosts, whatever, like, your energy.
Yeah.
Everything, like, I mean, what goes in must come out, or, you know, like, your energy is, like, around there somewhere. Like, it's energy. It doesn't just, like, where does it go? Does it just go out into the ether? Like, your body is full of, like, electrical signals, and boom, what? Everything just stops, and then what? Like, where does it go?
Right.
Where are we going?
Right. Exactly. And it's like when you see someone pass away, like if you've ever seen someone pass away, and maybe everyone's experiences are totally different.
Right.
But mine has been, it's like, it's sad. It is the saddest thing happening. But there's something so beautiful about it. When you're present in that, it's extremely sad. And maybe it's because of the people surrounding us, like, that were with us.
Right.
Like, it wasn't just, like, me, or wasn't just whatever. Like, it was a family circle around these individuals. And it was, like, incredibly moving. Like I said, it was so incredibly sad.
Yeah.
And devastating because you love them so much.
Yeah.
But there's just something that happens that like also fills your heart. It's crazy. And
they're in a better place,
and like,
kind of deal.
And like the last experience that I had was like, while the final breaths were being had, you just see them smile and their eyes got big. Like, it was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, that is.
But it was like they saw something so beautiful and just, like, peaceful and
and you just hope that's like, how it happens for everyone.
And, like, the crazy part is, before that passing, they had no, like, there was no real, like, facial expression. Like, the face had just, like, the muscles were all relaxed for a long time. So the fact that it was, like, the last breaths, and that is what it looked like.
Yeah.
And, like...
makes you feel like it's peaceful.
Yes, and, like, the awakening, almost.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be great if you die and everything's, like, Six Flags?
I've never been to Six Flags, and I would hope to God it's not like Six Flags.
You can't say that if you've never been to Six Flags before.
It sounds like an amusement park, and no thank you.
Let's end this so I can go home. No, I'm just kidding. But
that's why I like also have hope that there's life after this. Like, there's so much to our like, even the universe. Like, Flint, this is like going off on a tangent, but like, Flint and I have started watching this documentary that we got on Amazon Prime, and I can't remember the name of it because if you know me, I don't know names of anything.
Okay.
But it is about the UFO and the, like, alien sightings in Brazil.
Yes.
And
I'm into it. What if our relatives...
It came out in 2022. Like, it's a new documentary. But, like, to me, I believe in all of it. Like, I believe in just all of the things.
What if our dead relatives are the aliens? What if the aliens are like, we're just trying to bring back your dead people to you? Stop being so weird.
What if we all are aliens and we just, they implant their brains down here and they get to have a human experience?
If I get to die and be an alien, I'm into it. I'm into it. Please adopt me. Maybe they're picky and choosy.
But it's crazy. You know what's also crazy about death is that some people are okay with it. Like, like when someone passes away that they love,
Yeah.
they're able to handle it well, and some people aren't.
They let it ruin their lives.
Yes, my mom.
Yeah.
My mom's mom died when she was 14, and then 6 months later, her best friend died in a motorcycle accident. And, like, I am a firm believer that is what trajected her path into where it is today, and that is, you know, on government assistance, and her body's failing her, and just all of those things, because she just grieves so heavily that she just was never able to cope properly, and just kind of like...
She let it ruin her life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Where, like, so you were talking about how, like, you think about death all the time, and Flint and I discussed this because...
I mean, yes and no.
But, I mean, it's
but
not
also,
all the time,
yes, because people at the bar die all the time.
But it's like, when you think about, like, death...
Okay.
Death is always on your doorstep, right? You are never promised tomorrow.
I just got a scooter for my birthday last year. I've been thinking about it. I could get smoked at any moment.
I hate it.
Well, anybody can get smoked at any moment, anywhere, anytime.
Exactly, and that's kind of the point. But if you don't think about death in like a healthy way on a regular basis, then I think that's why people...
Then you're Tony Hawk.
Grieve like my mom so heavily. What do you mean by that?
I just mean like you're not scared. And I really mean like probably like Travis Pastrana and like those guys. Like Ken Block, R.I.P. He was like a drifter guy, but he died in a snowmobile accident. And it's like, you're an extreme sports person. Of course you probably should be thinking about death.
Yeah.
But how about their wives and their kids and stuff? It's like, sorry kids, gonna go out and do my death-defying shit. Hope you like your... tricycle that I bought you the other day.
Right. But it's like they're at least doing something that they love.
Yeah.
Like I think about this all the time. Like if Flint and I are arguing, or maybe my mom and I didn't leave on good terms, I like immediately try to resolve things because we're never promised like the next minute.
Yeah, like if you
I could go into cardiac arrest. I could have a brain aneurysm. I have no idea. All I know is that I've always been one, like, ask my, like, dad and Darby and Dusty. I will always text the group text. Maybe not so much anymore, but when I went off to college, I would literally text them every day. Like, because I'm like, someone could die.
Yeah.
And I just need them to know.
I know. It's the reality, too, is, like, now that my mom is gone, I'm freaked out that my dad's gonna die all the time, and I'm like, Dad, please freaking don't, like, take care of yourself and stuff, and he's like, I'm on my way out. Like, you're 62, probably figure it out, bro.
Right, like, you should have a good 20 years left.
Yes, I'm on my way out, he says, and I'm like, and I always go like, oh, what, so, like, if I had grandkids or something, that'd make it better, and he goes, no.
Jeez. Okay, Todd.
Like, yeah, I know. Like, stop saying that. Dad, I cannot have you die. But, like, I won't lie and say, like, it doesn't occur to me that, like, you know, he rides with my uncle to work every morning. So, like, if my uncle, like, shows up at the house, my dad's not, like... I mean, I could get a call at any time that's like, yep, went to go pick up your dad from work this morning, and looks like he's not going to work today. Yeah. You know? I'm like... God, just please let that not happen. Like, let me just take him to, like, Indiana Beach and have a heart attack on a roller coaster or something at least, so we're, like, having a good time. Like, Jesus Christ.
It's crazy. I think about that all the time. I mean, my mom, I feel like, has been on her, like, last leg. Like an old dog. For the last, like, 10 years since Flint has met her. Every time Flint sees her, he's like, guys, I don't think
I have a picture.
Think she has too much longer left, and she's made it this far, so.
I have a picture at your wedding, which is in 2018. Everybody's on the beach, and everybody's, like, standing around, and a couple people are sitting, and your mom's laying flat on the beach. And she just looks like Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
like in Coco, like if we painted her as like Bones, she would look like a skeleton.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's like, Emily, just like, I don't fucking know, man. Like, eat some more stuff or something. Like, I don't know.
I mean, she just loves the Diet Coke and sweets.
She needs to like start lifting.
Right, like, but our dads also need to, like, start exercising and like doing the things. Because come on, dads.
Yeah, I don't know what my dad said the other day, but he was like, I'm getting fat. And then he said, also in the same day, he's like, yeah, I just go home now and sometimes I eat 2 cheeseburgers instead of 1. I'm like, these things correlate. Like, right. You think, like, it's weird that you're getting fat, but you also think that it's not weird that you eat 2 cheeseburgers instead of 1 now. Like, that's what happens. You're 62. Get dad's gym back up and running. He had it for a while. He's got, like, he put a pull-up bar and an ab lounge and one of those little bikes in his basement.
His bar's high, though. A pull-up bar. When is the last time he's done a pull-up?
Dude, not that long ago. Like, he literally...
Will you video it?
He's strong. Yeah, right. Like, I can never video him doing anything. He always gets so irritated. Like, tries to flip me off. He won't even, like, FaceTime. Kendall said she FaceTimed him the other day, and they were just talking for a minute, and she said it was, like, 3 minutes in before he goes, well... She was like, all right, conversation over, I guess. We're done now. Yeah. I'm going to hang up. Like, I don't know. Mortality is just weird. I have a little...
It is, because... Like, before you...
I just have a quote.
Yeah. But so, when earlier in April, that's when my brother-in-law passed away. Yeah. And then, like, we rearranged our episodes. We were going to record all of those episodes together. And then we had some single dues. Yeah. But that is why I feel like my head is so set on that there is... life after death. Yeah. And because then, like, there is no real point.
It's not all for nothing.
No. But at the same time, it's like, it's just about experience. Because, like, if we have a soul and, like, we are just the receiver, it's really just our job to experience things and be happy and, like...
Right, experiences.
Like, people didn't... I get, like, back in the day, there was, like, famine and... the depression and like all of those things. But like in my head, that was even still like in the time frame where like I think America honestly fucked everything up.
Just America?
Well, no, Europeans. Just all the Europeans.
What do you mean?
Because they're so greedy, and then they also decided to build companies and make these companies all white people, and...
Everything's made in China right now. What about them?
Dude, no, it is not the Chinese.
It's not the Chinese. They literally gave us
Europeans. COVID. No, the Europeans are the ones who are the heads of it all.
They're what you are when
they're the ones like saying, hey, China.
When you're going to the bathroom.
We'll pay you this if you make it. And they're like thinking, oh, this is fantastic. But really.
Have you ever watched Shark Tank? It's literally the premise. They're like, how much are you paying to get things made? And people are like, $1.25. And they're like, take it to China. It'll be 35 cents and your profit margins will be so much bigger.
I hate it.
Yeah, I don't think it's just Europe. You know what you are when you're hurrying up to the bathroom?
European.
You're a Russian. When you're going. European.
Yeah.
Grief isn't meant to be shared, but comfort is. That's my quote.
Grief isn't meant to be shared, but comfort is.
Yeah, because you shouldn't, like, people grieve differently. It's weird. You can't, like...
force your grief onto other people. Yeah. Or, like, think that people should be grieving in a certain way.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But however, it still shouldn't, like, ruin your life.
Don't let death ruin your life. Because guess what? None of us are eternal.
No.
The only thing that's eternal is the man-o-war jellyfish. Oh. Your soul. My bad.
I'm going to be European.
I know. I really have to go really bad, too. And I was going to talk about a murder, but I'll talk about it next time. It's okay. We're like an hour in. Do you want...
the people don't want to hear yet.
No. Like, it's... They're
probably like, this is not a good one. I need...
But I'm reading a book right now called The Southern Women's Book Club for Slaying Vampires. I think it's a long name.
That is a long time.
It's good. It's a horror book. And I read half of it already today. It's super good and, like, addicting. But the book that I finished is about a murder. Yeah, and I'll talk about it next time. Even though I said last time that I was going to talk about it next time.
Oh, and I should say, we are getting, because last month was so chaotic, we are getting reorganized to having people back on.
Yeah, we're going to have our, like, business guests, you know, whatever, people that have small businesses.
April was just a lot of moving pieces, yeah.
Yeah, I was gone for 11 days and then, like, a couple more. I don't need my glasses. I want my sombrero.
Is that how we're ending? Cheers. Cheers, love you. Thanks for listening, everyone.